Can you believe this is the same day? Spring in Ontario. Hey friends, I thought that you might enjoy taking a look to see what we have growing in the basement. I have a few different lights set up here with a lot of different kinds of seedlings, and I just wanted to give you a quick little tour of our little grow operation down here. So we have 3 little areas where there are plants growing, and as you can see, we are being creative with the containers that are being used. These tomatoes are around 6 weeks old, and they are of a few different varieties. These ones that are the biggest so far are called San Marzano, and they're a paste tomato. And you'll see some of the leaves are doing something a little bit funky with the color. They look a little bit mottled or yellowing, but I think that's because they're getting a lot of light. I haven't really been turning the light off at night, and so I should probably do that because it's not natural for plants to have 24 hours of light. I've just been forgetting to turn off the light at night or use a timer. And this is just a shop light that Graham had. They are LED. So again, this is an example where we're not doing, you know, the perfect setup. We're doing a setup that works right now with what we have and not going and investing a bunch of money or doing unnecessary shopping, but still growing food. So these tomatoes are a few more of the San Marzano, I believe. Yep. And there's also this guy, which is Banana Legs. Banana Legs is a yellow paste tomato, and it's a very prolific plant. So we get lots of tomatoes on it, and they're really, really pretty. And then we have, what else is in here? One Mortgage Lifter, which Mortgage Lifter is like a beefsteak, and it's gorgeous. The fruits are so juicy, and they're not, they don't have a lot of seeds, so they're really good slicers. And what else have we got? These guys are called Tasmanian Chocolate, and these are Renee's garden seeds again. This is a patio variety of a cherry tomato that I have not grown before, but I can see already the plant is going to be more compact, and I will probably grow this in containers on the deck. These guys, what have we got? This is a butternut squash. This is called Waltham's butternut squash, and I only have one of those. And then this one I've never grown before. It came from my friend Jeff, who reached out to me to see if I was interested in doing some seed or seedling swap, and I was. So this is called Minnesota Midget Melon, or Mini Midget Melon, I think. I have to go and look online for it again. I don't usually grow melons, but this one is supposed to be really good for our climate, and so I'm giving that one a try. He brought the seedlings to me, so I didn't start those ones. And then the other tomatoes here are Amana Orange, which is another beefsteak style large orange tomato. And another Tasmanian Chocolate, and yeah, Amana Orange. So lots of tomatoes there. Over here, I have my seed collection as well as some cannas. So these are called canna lilies, not to be confused with calla lilies. The roots, here in Ontario, this plant is not hardy through the winter. They turn to mush in the frozen ground. So these guys were in a big yard waste bag. I just chucked the roots in there. Actually, it was my neighbor Deb. She chucked the roots in there and she shared some with me. But I noticed they were already starting to sprout. So I just stuck them in some black earth just so they'd have a place to start rooting. And then eventually when it's warm enough outside, I can start putting these directly into containers and the garden. So that's great. We have a little pod of cat grass that gets chomped by the cat. And under this grow light came from Lee Valley a few years ago. It was a gift. It was actually a wedding gift from a friend. And then we redeemed the gift for the grow light, which I love. And you can raise and lower the light. Right now it's higher than normal because I wanted to be able to show you what's growing underneath it. And also I have to raise it to get in there with the water. So I have a whole bunch of stuff going under here. These are from Jeff again, more tomatoes. These are, I think he said it was a red currant tomato. So really, really prolific, little tiny marble-sized tomatoes that are super yummy. A whole bunch of different sunflowers. This was just a variety pack, so I don't know what they're going to be like. Some, you can tell some of the stems are darker than others. The growth habit of them are different, so they'll be different colors. And then these are a bunch of different flowers. This one is a cornflower. These all of a sudden really took off. And then beside them is aster, forget-me-nots, and back here these are echinacea, which were slower to germinate, but I'm very happy to have those. At the back are a couple more of those red currant tomatoes, some cilantro, which the cilantro is doing amazing. We love to eat cilantro fresh, so I'm really happy about that. And these basils are cinnamon basil, and they smell amazing. Really, really good, like that greenhouse smell. Then we have a whole bunch of jalapenos and another butternut squash. And then I don't normally put radishes in a container. They don't transplant well, but we just wanted to grow something green. So it was kind of an experiment with Nate and I. And worst case scenario, I just let them go to seed and collect the seed. I haven't actually even checked to see if there's radish down in there. But it's just nice to have the plants growing and kind of see what they do. The last set, these are some mystery tomatoes, where these guys are mystery tomatoes. I'm not sure what variety these ones are because I thought that they weren't going to sprout, and then they did. So I had taken out their stick, their little sign. So I don't know what they are. This one's another Tasmanian chocolate that's a little bit slower. And then these are called holy basil. And this is a herb that is supposed to be very good for anxiety. You can make a tea. So I'm giving that a try. And then these ones here are mystery tomatoes, and these ones are blush tomatoes, which are really pretty. They almost look like a ripe peach, but they're a different shape, like a little salad-sized tomato. I thought I would try using toilet rolls as pots, but I am not going to do that again because they are molding. So once I have seedlings in there, I'm going to remove that setup carefully. It's not working, but there are fennel seeds germinating in there. I'm just waiting for the chocolate mini bell peppers to germinate in the others. And then back here in these little beds, which are made out of a cookie container. So these are from cookies that we had in the kitchen, and lo and behold, the container is perfect for growing seeds. So don't discard this kind of stuff when you find it. It's great for using for gardening. So back here, just emerging, is Paul Robeson tomato, which is a very dark red, like burgundy. Delicious, one of my very favorite ever heritage tomatoes. This is a new one I've never tried before called Purple Smudge. Love the name of it. And this one's called Indigo Apple. This is another new one to me. And this is some red romaine that I also got from my friend Jeff. So there's lots sprouting. You'll laugh. This is our light over here that my husband Graham set up for me. It's just a work light. It's an LED. And we do have to raise up the plants a little bit. I'm sort of experimenting with this because I've never used a light like this before, but this year things are not, we have to be creative. So that's what we've got going on, and it does seem to be working quite well. It might not be the, perfect spectrum of light for the plants, but they're getting light and they're not getting too leggy. So we just do what we can do. I've got lots of styrofoam cups and red solo style cups, and I'm using those for pots these days, as you can see. So again, we've got to just do the best we can with what we have. The weather today is really, really bizarre. There has been snow, there has been sun. I have been in and out to check on the seedlings that are outside, And in a little while, we're going to be picking up an order of pansies from a local garden center. So we'll share that with you as well.
Oh, they are over
so
there.
Pretty. Good
Blue ding-dongs?
Yeah. Crocuses or not sure. Oh no! So we had found out yesterday you could place an order for Rekker's, which is the local garden center here in Bowmanville where we live. And they had set it up so on Facebook they have an album, and then you just email them and tell them what it is you'd like. They called me back about an hour later, accepted payment, and then today we went and picked them up. So we grabbed some couple pots of pansies, and I also got a package of marigold seeds because I like these in my vegetable garden, but I don't expect I'll be buying flats of annuals this year. And they also had some 6-inch pots. They were 50 cents each. So those will be for my tomato plants, which are outgrowing the red solo cups. So here's the pansies that we got. I told them I wasn't particular about the color as long as it was two the same. It just adds a little bit of springtime. So when we look out the door or head out the front door, at least we have a little bit of spring.